Welcome back, toy fans. We've got some new Masters of the Universe cartoon collection from the Origins collection. Clawful and Spikor. Found these guys quite plentiful, actually, at the local Walmart a while back. And just getting around to getting to them. Getting around to getting to them, really? Yeah, well, why not? It's Friday. Yeah, these are from the cartoon collection based on the old Filmation from the 80s. I actually did see them a while back in the stores, and I actually passed because of the one Clawful I saw. They had a lot of weird flashing hanging on his jaw there, and part of his tooth wasn't painted, and I like a good paint job on mine, although this actually was the same Spikor. And I set him back. I actually put him back, and then I was back a while later and picking up, you know, groceries or whatever, and then I happened by the toy aisle because you have to, and here they were, and there were a lot of them. They were just hanging on the backs of an aisle, on an end cap, back of the store, just kind of hanging out there. There were a bunch of them. This man, I didn't even notice this, but look at the Clawful's coming right out. We didn't even notice this, man. Well, so here we go. We got a new mini comic with this one. The Honor Amongst Thieves, all right? And, we got a really strange looking Spikor there. Really doesn't look... Was Spikor even in the cartoon? I don't know that Spikor ever made it into Filmation, did he? I guess not. Anyway, you got your insert and all that, and your comic. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, much as I would love to do story time. There are other channels doing that, and doing a phenomenal job of it, too. But anyway, here you go. I haven't really even looked at this too. It's got the Horn of Evil in here. And is it going to have the game tokens that come with Spikor as well? Maybe not. I think you do have Clamp Champ. That's kind of cool. You know, the art has been a little more cartoony, not necessarily Filmation style, although that's certainly quite Filmation-esque. Man-at-Arms, the helmet design and everything. But there you go. These characters, and they actually, all of these were sitting there in Walmart to be had, so there you go. Be on the lookout if you haven't found these yet. I guess we can open Clawful first, since he's taking up the space, but let's go ahead and look at the packaging too. You got a little bit of this one specifically calling out Driel's return. You got Trapjaw, who we already have. Clawful in his, Filmation look, nothing like a crab. Very dinosaur with crabby hands, I guess. And then the Sorceress up here, too. And again, that design was a Filmation design. Will we get a Filmation Sorceress? I'd like to think so. I think that'd be kind of cool to get a Filmation, even though she's mostly the same. Let's go ahead and just make things easy on us. Pop! There we go. Look at that. It looks brand new. So here you got Clawful, all right. He doesn't come with a weapon or anything. That's another thing people are noticing, like the Filmation stuff isn't really coming with a weapon for themselves sometimes. They just revealed Triclops. We posted a video, some more images of official images of the next sets of figures for Cartoon Collection and Turtles of Grayskull. Joints are a little tight. Kind of want to be careful. I had a bad run of luck with joints. Honestly, not with Mattel's joints. It's my friends over at Boss Fight Studios, and not so much these doozers, but my Red Fraggle, my Uncle Traveling Matt, and maybe even Gobo. I feel like Gobo had one or two. Still need to loosen some of those joints up. Yeah, here we go. We got Clawful. Again, very Filmation. When Classics did the Filmation stuff, I didn't really mess with them. I didn't really care. They're not Filmation's not my favorite aesthetic for Masters. I really don't much care for it when compared to like the vintage designs, but I do really like having new toys, and I kind of like the multiverse approach that you've seen in some of the comics, where Filmation is just another universe in here. I want to say these are the same claws that Buzz Off has, and Clawful's other vintage style. He's good. I don't know that I knew that's what the back of his armor looked like. I feel like his snout maybe, I feel like it's a little shorter than it should be, but I could be wrong, just based on that art right there, right? He doesn't quite I actually kind of like that better, but that looks a little more less specific to Filmation than it does. He looks like the cart. I mean, I think they did a good job representing the cartoon. And then, of course, you've got the Horn of Evil. They did this one in Classics as well. I actually think this is a better sculpt than the one with Classics, so that's kind of cool. And can he hold it? Little boy blue crab, can you blow your horn? Kinda. Looks decent. Yeah, I mean, you know, Filmation, they didn't use a lot of weapons. I don't mind that Clawful doesn't come with one. He's got his claws. He doesn't need much else. So I'm not mad at it. I kind of like him. I like him. Hang on, I gotta do the thing. Okay, yeah, God, I haven't opened a new toy in a while. That's a nice smell. That plastic. He dropped the horn. The Horn of Plenty, the Horn of Evil. Horn of Plenty, that was a restaurant I used to go to back home in Michigan. Anybody know it? Is it still around? They gone? Did they burn down? It wasn't a northern Michigan restaurant. They seem to blow. They seem to burn down a lot. This looks like more Olay than anything. Yeah, that's a good pose. I like that. All right, very good. Yeah, so there we go. We got Clawful. Not one of my favorite characters on any version of Masters. But I like him. I like having him. I even bought that version in Classics. And I think I might even still have that one. I did sell a lot of my Classics. Most of my Classics. But here we have Spikor. Now, Spikor, I've always liked the character. Again, I do like the vintage toy look better. Same comic with this guy. Oh, we're peeling off parts we didn't want together, so I always do that. But Cousin Freddy usually gets the Minicomic extras, because we like to help him out. So Spikor here, another cartoon collection entry. Man, these spikes are a lot. I mean, they're rubbery, right? So they've got some give, but these are much spikier than the vintage style Spikor who we've got right here. Could bring in Clawful as well to kind of compare, you know. So we've got, I mean, very, very different beasts, you know, very different animal altogether here. But again, you get that multiverse. You know, he's got more spikes in the vintage, but they're much more dull. This guy's got some pointy spikes. This is a sharp toy. This could injure somebody. I love it. Yeah, actually, you know, again, I love the Filmation. They really leaned into the pops of color all across. Vintage has always kind of embraced the more vibrant tones. You know, when you compare them to actual vintage toys, they are always a little bit more bright. I'll have to get that vintage toy style Clawful. He's good too. I gotta sniff him. Oh, ow, I poked my nose. So Spikor here, it doesn't come with quite that. No, that's strange. I don't know if you're picking that up. Do you see that hanging over there? There it is. It's the Mattel factory. Do you see that? Are you seeing this? Hey, Mattel. Actually, I take it back. That does not look like human hair. That looks like cotton fibers. What the heck? It's part of a pet someone ate. I don't know. Don't eat your pets. That's horrible. Don't believe the crazy shit people are saying out there about that. Anyway, Spikor here. He's cool. He looks a lot like his cartoon counterpart. I guess we could take a look at. We don't need to see it. Sorry, Clawful. We don't need to see him in the comic again. But here's his insert, just in case you need to see that. I do save all those things because I'm that kind of fan. But let's take a look at the art that I ignored. This is as seen on The Games. That's a great episode there. Climbing the tree, and he's got these tokens, so he does come with 2 of these tokens from the episode. All right, and I like that they kind of gave him handles so they could probably hold him here. But Spikor does get a weapon of sorts, right? And I feel like some early art, yeah, look, actually not even early art on the figure itself. See this? He's got these little, more like Clawful's boots, right, with the 3 toes. Spikor has always had regular style, you know, human type boots. Man, he is pokey. I'm not gonna hurt. I'm not dying or anything, but I'm not comfortable. And, oh, okay, you know what? No, it's not that you can hold on to that part. They've got handles right here. Okay. Do you see this? He's got like a little, you can just, there you go. Because this wasn't even, this was actually in the episode. I think they had the little, they look like, oh, what are those little, you see them in gas stations. Little alcoholic drink. Oh, I dropped the red one. Oh no. Yeah, you could fully, yeah, there you go. He's double, you know, it's Friday for Spikor. But he also does actually come with a weapon type thing. It's his trident. Now it doesn't extend. Honestly, neither did his. His came with the extra piece that you could extend it, but it does have this. It is one piece. It's probably actually 2 pieces of plastic, but there's no articulation. It doesn't bend or anything like that. And this is meant to be, I guess we'll go with his left hand, as we always have, although now we can make the choice. And so it just pops in there, but there is articulation. So we're gonna stab that in there. And it's not the same as the vintage style one. They could have probably just gotten away with, because I don't know that Spikor had, and again, the vintage one. It's interesting that this is flush and this is at a, you know, angle to it. Neither one is pokey, right? For being a trident, but I don't know, you could pretend it's an energy weapon or something like that. So there's Spikor and Spikor, Filmation universe versus vintage toy universe. And I guess just to be on the complete side of things, Clawful and Clawful, you know, the vintage toy Clawful has never been one of my favorites either. He always looked a little bit like a luchador, which isn't a bad thing. And I kind of, you know, the older I get, the more I appreciate that. But they're fun. They're good. They're great. You know, bring them on. We've got a lot of great characters that we're getting out of the Filmation cartoon collection. We got, you know, Horde coming. You know, I was messing with this. We actually packed them up because went out to the country and took some photos and things like that. And, you know, it's turning out to be a pretty extensive collection already. So, you know, there's just a few to fill in the ranks. More and more. The Cringer set's fantastic. If you don't have it yet, I don't think we did a video for it, but if you don't have the Cringer set yet, get it. I've seen it in Targets a couple times. Anyway, good stuff. Great times. Great toys. Hey, thanks Mattel for making them. They're not sending them to me. If you want to send me free toys, Mattel, I'll happily take them. You know, us teachers aren't independently wealthy, but we got to have something to get us through the day. Some of my friends at school drink heavily. I buy toys and read books. I dig these. I'm excited to have them. I hope you're excited to see what they look like on their own and together. And that's all I got for you, gang. I hope you're doing well out there in Toy World and Friday the 13th. Enjoy. Good journey, everybody. Oh, and subscribe. For God's sakes, why haven't you done that yet? Jesus, go do it. Do the thing. Hit the button. Click the like. Check you later.